Hi, in this video you will learn how to use eyeshadow for highlighter. Now there's no need to buy any additional highlighting palettes or single highlighters if you have eyeshadows at home, and this can either be in a palette or just single eyeshadows. Which also brings me directly to the tools that you will need. Starting off with an eyeshadow palette, for example like this one where there is a highlighting shade in it. Then I'm also going to show you two techniques on how you can apply the highlighter, which is either with clean fingers, or if you want to use a brush, then you can also use a small face brush, that's a fluffy one, or if you want to get close to your eye area, a small eyeshadow brush. Now let's get started with the first step. So when it comes to choosing the right eyeshadow for a highlighter, then it's also important that it's going to complement your skin tone. And this doesn't matter if you're having a fair skin tone, you're a little bit deeper, or you have a darker skin tone. Just make sure that the color matches with your skin tone, that it will give you a natural highlighting looking glow. Now, there are so many eyeshadows on the market, and you might also have quite a few at home, that there's at least one of the shadows that will match with your skin tone. And for example, if you're a little bit paler or you have like a rosier face, then you could also go in with a palette like this, where you have like shadows that have a little bit of a rosy color in it. This is also a great way for fair skin tones. Or if you're a bit deeper and you want to also go into darker shadows, then you can do this too. Just make sure that you're going to test it on your cheeks before you're going to apply it to all the areas that you want to use to highlight it. So this is also a palette that's a bit deeper, so you have a little bit more of a deeper shadow that's also working really well, as well as those brown shadows if you are having a deeper skin tone. But if you aren't sure what color you should pick and you have a little bit more natural palettes at home, then there's at least also one universal shadow in it, which is the champagne color. And this is also what I'm going to pick, as this will be suitable for basically any skin tone. Doesn't matter if you have fair, medium or darker skin tone. And this is from this palette right here, the lightest shade right here, which has a beautiful shimmery shift, as well as a very universal color that's not going to distract from your skin tone, but it's going to give you that natural glow. Now you can apply the highlighting eyeshadow with your fingers and with a brush. I'm going to demonstrate you both, as well as I'm going to start with my fingers first, where I'm going to do one half of my face and then on the other half with the brush. Now, you can apply highlighter on top of your cheeks, your nose, cupid's bow, inner corner and under the brows. Those are the areas where the sun would naturally hit your face and where it will look beautiful. Of course, you don't have to apply highlighter to all those areas. I'm just going to demonstrate you so that you have an idea of what it will look like if you're going to use it on the certain areas. And while I'm using my fingers, this is also a great option on how you can use it for so many different areas, because you can apply it to your cheeks, nose, cupid's bow, as well as reaching it also with the smaller finger, like the pinky, towards the inner corner and also under the brow. So there's no need for a brush. You can do everything with your fingers, and you can also blend it with your fingers. You either can use circular motions or wiping motions to get the best result. It's also important that you're not going to overdo it with the powder, because then it easily can look too overdone. Now moving on using the brush, I'm going to start with the small face brush, which is a beautiful and fluffy brush that you can use for larger areas, like on top of your cheekbones, your nose, as well as the cupid's bow. And using circular motions will give you a beautiful and soft blend. Now when it comes to the eyes, you have to go in with a smaller eyeshadow brush, otherwise you won't be able to reach those areas like the inner corner and under the brow. So this is like the main difference when it comes to using your fingers or a brush. You have to switch the brush because you are going to reach smaller areas. But it also will give you a beautiful and softer finish. Now this was the tutorial on how you can use a beautiful eyeshadow for highlighter, and it's so inexpensive because you have already the shadow at home and you just have to decide whether you want to use it with your fingers or with a brush. Now I do hope that you really enjoyed this tutorial, and if you did so, don't forget to give it a thumbs up as well as share it. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you soon in the next one. Bye!